Hey, shalom, shalom. Of course, I want to give infinite praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I like to say shalom, Washan Yakabah, God Wala Rakab, Zaquayim Nawa, Waha Shalayakim Nawa, which is double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom, Wabarakim, Labakayim, Shal Yasha Allah, which is peace and blessings to the elects of Israel. I'm the brother Dawadah from the DC Church, back with another lesson. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hope Lord willing this be edifying. As you can see the title, all right, this is also about the government shutdown. It says this is from npr.org, all right, and this was published January 16th, 2019, all right, about 2 days ago. It says government shutdown causing far greater damage to economy than previously estimated. All right, and we're going to, Lord willing, read a little bit of this article and bring out some precepts. All right. It says the government shutdown is inflicting more damage on the U.S. economy than formerly estimated. The president's economists double projections on how much economic growth is being lost each week. All right, so each week that this thing goes on, it's getting worse and worse and worse, man. You know, so it says previous government shutdowns usually ended after a few days. This one has now gone on longer, a lot longer. It's now at record lengths. So trying to calculate its effect on the economy is more complicated, though even the Trump administration is now acknowledging the shutdown will eat into economic growth. NPR Jim Zaroli's reports. Okay, so this is exactly why week after week, you know, we go out on the highways and byways and we prophesy the downfall and the destruction of this place, and we also let our people know to come out of the ways of America, because this place is on a rapid decline. You know, all of the debts that is been put into, all right, as well as the damage that the economy is taking right now due to the shutdown. It's clear that the vision is speaking. All right, it's clear that America is going down. Okay. Continuing on, it says the White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett has sometimes downplayed the impact of the shutdown on the economy, but yesterday he seemed to have a different take. He said the impact would be twice as much as previous estimates. It says here he was in an interview on Fox Business Network. All right, so basically this is an interview that him and the guy Zaroli had. All right, so they're gonna give a little bit of information about the shutdown. Okay, so this Kevin Hassett, it says the government workers aren't getting paid. The government workers that aren't getting paid are feeling the pain, and it's going to really affect the economy as well. It says the White House says every week that the shutdown drags on, and it will shave another 0.13% off the economic growth. That's pretty small, but it adds up over time. Some 800,000 federal workers are not being paid now, and that doesn't include the 4 million contract workers. It says many of whom are also going without pay. That's already the beginning of that's already beginning to affect the spending behavior of the federal employees. There are people like Sophia Baggett, who works at NASA on the Mars exploration project. All right, so this is Baggett. She said, "I mean, it's a dream job. I would just love to be able to do it right now." Zaroli said Baggett works on contract. Baggett works on contract, which means she's mostly not getting paid. And unlike civil servants, she won't be made whole later. Yeah, it says unlike civil servants, she won't be made whole later. So that means she's not gonna get that back in pay. Okay. It says, so she's given up dinners out and exercise classes, and even sold her car to raise cash. It's changed the way that I've It says it's changed the way that I grocery shop. I've been subs I've been subsisting essentially on rice. So like on rice, beans, and vegetables. I stopped buying pretty much any meat just because it's expensive. You see, so these people can't even afford. And this is somebody who works for NASA. This is crazy, man. So how much more you average Negroes, when these lower level jobs start getting cut off, man. The scriptures say that the grinding shall cease. All right. And that's going to play an effect on what? On the economy, because that money's not being circulated back into it. Because why? People aren't buying. I remember a while back, when it was before the recession, when Obama came in, you had this devil Bill Clinton. He literally told people to go out and start spending money, so that the economy could keep flowing. They say that the money is the blood of the economy. So that if that blood is not constantly being pushed into it, what's gonna happen? It's gonna die, man. But like I said, this is why we're out on the highways and hedges, expressing to our people how important it is to return to our power. So let me grab a quick precept. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return from the after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. All right. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, man. You see that? So you're supposed to return unto the Lord before all of these calamities come upon America. All right. Before all of the famines, the death, the destruction. All right. And the chaos comes, This is a time to be building up our faith, man. Because that is the only thing that is going to keep us stable in these times, man. So jumping back, I'm going to finish it out. It's not too long. So it says, Zaroli said, it says, and that kind of pullback on spending can lead to slower growth as well as a whole. See, he just basically said what I said. That type of spending, that type of pullback spending can lead to a slower growth as a whole, especially in places with a lot of federal employees. It says Joseph, I'm gonna just say Joseph, chief of economists at RSM, says there are cities such as Ogden, Utah, site of large IRS facility. Joseph said, these are highly paid professionals with educations who aren't receiving income, who are going to see at least, at this point, at least 2 paychecks missed by these individuals. That's an entire month of pay. All right. And Zaroli said, and that's only the initial impact of the shutdown. It says macro economic advisor founder Joel says sooner or later, the suspension of so many government services begins to affect the broader economy. Federal workers process housing loans, pay tax refunds, and approve food labels. The fact that they're not doing that now keeps business from operating. All right. So there, you have people who process housing loans, pay tax refunds, and approve food labels. So you don't even have the FDA. A lot of employees of the FDA aren't even working right now. Which means that a lot of the food that probably shouldn't be approved is being approved. But we're gonna keep reading. It says, and then what about disruptions because public transportation is delayed? Courts are closed, inspections are not being done, all of that. This shutdown comes at a time when the U.S. This shutdown comes at a time when the U.S. economy has been doing pretty well. Unemployment has been low, but Joseph says The longer the shutdown lasts, the more likely it is the job market will suffer. In fact, more jobs could be lost than created for the first time since 2010. And he noted that this comes at a time of ongoing trade tensions between the U.S. and China, as well as the economic slowdown in Europe and Asia. You got what you refer to as a growing uncertainty tax, which will show up in less hiring and less business investments. Once the slowdown ends, Congress is expected to pay federal employees back for the time they've lost. But the huge disruption to the economy could lead other problems in its wake. Previous shutdowns have hurt business confidence and left people a lot less certain that the government can address the problems it faces, and could leave a residue of uncertainty that's a lot harder to estimate, said Jim Zarillo. All right, and that's basically it, so showing you that this thing is bigger than what a lot of people are thinking, man. This could leave a major effect, all right, permanent effects, all right, vital effects on the U.S. economy, man. And like I said, man, this is why we tell our people to invest in what? We tell them to invest in faith, to invest in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So let me grab this pre. This is let me start at Let me start at 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 17. It says, "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because the pride of this for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and the men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for the great tribulation." All right, so that's a lot of people are going to get killed by their neighbors because of what? Because of the lack of bread. All right, there's going to be a lack of bread, there's going to be a lack of food, there's going to be a lack of water, and there's going to be a lack of resources, man. All right, and that's when what? A lot of people start to get uncomfortable. A lot of people start to fold, man. Especially the ones who don't have the faith in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, so that's why we're telling our people and compelling our people of the coming to return into the Heavenly Fathers, because of the coming calamities that are coming to America, man. This thing is not a joke. This thing is not something to play with, man. And this thing is far worse than what people might be thinking. There's no way that America can come back from all of its debt. All right, even if this whole shutdown does end, and things seem to be going well, all right, there's still no way that America can pay $21 trillion. It's not happening. So let me get this and I'll close right out. I don't want to make this too long. We already hit the basic points. But let me get Jeremiah chapter, I believe it's chapter 50 or 51. I think it's 51. Yeah, yeah. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 7. "Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that have made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be that she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reached unto heaven, and is lifted up even unto the skies." All right, and that's it, man. There's no healing Babylon. It says take balm for her. And like brothers explain, a balm is basically an ointment to bring healing. Just like how you have lip balm to heal your lips when your lip is cracked. America, the scriptures say what? Take balm for America. Because why? Because of the heavy debts that are on this place, man. But what? There's no healing in America. So what's gonna happen? All these Heathens are gonna go back into their countries, and what's gonna happen? The Third World War is gonna get ushered in, you know. And hey, with that, I hope this was edifying. You know, I like to give infinite praises unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Rakal Kwadash. Of course, I like to say Shalom wa Shem Yakabah.